favorite health tips right here on U24. Maintain your kidney by drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water each day. This can be in form of soup, tea, water, cooked grains, and boiled vegetables.
My name is Erica Murunchi and welcome to Be Inspired by Erica. So today I want to talk about personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is not just a habit, it is a way of life. By maintaining personal hygiene, you will reduce stress, improve on your focus, show respect for yourself and others around you, to the people around you. Take care of your face and your life. Keep your room tidy, wash your hands, cut fingernails, comb your hair, brush your teeth, and many others. Care of your space and your life. Brush your teeth, make your bed, bathe, cut your fingernails, comb your hair, and many others. Make cleanliness a habit. Personal hygiene should be a priority. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Stay blessed. Much love. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Doreen Tuhidire, coming to you from Be Money Wiser, and we're going to be bringing to you the hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser by Mrs. T. Tilda Nabandra. We're going to be running this hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser on U24 Television. Don't miss out.
U24. Don't miss on U24.
Entrepreneurs Hub, giving you a deep and unique insights into agribusiness, services, ICT and innovation, industrialization, and so much more. Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small, medium, and large business entity. With yours truly, San Kahonde.
Good evening and welcome to the Checkpoint. This is U24 Television, the National Youth Development and Educational Channel. The Checkpoint comes to you every Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and is where truth is spoken and voices are heard. It is where we analyze the law and the current developments in a number of spheres, including political, social, and economic. U24 Television brings you the Checkpoint every Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. My name is John Vianny Ayebare. I'm the host for this evening, and I'm very privileged to have an able panel, as I will be telling you. But this evening, we are discussing rather an interesting topic behind trafficking in persons for sexual exploitation in Africa. We shall be focusing on Uganda, but the lessons learned can be applied all over Africa. And with me, without wasting much time, I have an able panel. And starting from my far left, I have Amanya Kajojo. He is the CEO for Legit Recruitment Consultants. You're welcome, Mr. Amanya. Please say hello to our viewers.
Thank you, the moderator. Good evening, viewers.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome to the checkpoint, and indeed, we look forward to hearing from you. Next, I have Assistant Superintendent of Police, Luke Owoyesigire. Luke Owoyesigire, he is the Deputy Spokesperson for Kampala Metropolitan Police. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Indeed, indeed. We are very much honored to have you around to discuss this important topic. And then I have Nassag Samali. She is from Make a Child Smile. And Nassag, you're welcome to the checkpoint.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here.
Indeed, indeed. And without wasting much time, I want to remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube, but you could also be watching that behind your sofa. Thank you very much for tuning in to U24 Television. And let me go to Nassag immediately to take us through the concept of human trafficking, or what we call trafficking in persons. Are they the same thing, by the way? And what does that mean? And later on, when we say trafficking in persons for sexual exploitation, what do those terms mean?
Well, thank you so much. Human trafficking is referred to as the illegal trade of persons without their... human trafficking is the illegal trade and exploitation of people for forced labor or sex work. And this is done in three main parts. One is the action where the victims are transported, harbored, or like sheltered by the traffickers. Yeah. And the second part is the means. Traffickers use different means like violence, threats, like they tell these victims, they give big threats to the victims, like, if you don't do this, you'll lose your life, if you, like, and all that. And yeah, that's what I can say. And the third one is the purpose. For example, for today, we are talking about sex trafficking for sex exploitation. Yeah, that is the purpose. And in other cases, it is maybe work without the will of the victims. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nassag, for that highlight on what amounts to trafficking in persons and especially for sexual exploitation. I want to go to Asha. Asha, what does legit do? And from that brief introduction, do you agree with that understanding of human trafficking?
Thank you, Council John. Legit is a labor externalization company. We do safe labor migration for Ugandans. We seek for the youth jobs abroad. In my context of the HR, I would refer to human trafficking as illegal recruitment, illegal hire, and that includes transportation and transfer of person through deception, sometimes force, with an aim of exploiting their resource. For today's topic, trafficking in person, to do with sex exploitation, I need to appreciate that this exists and it has always existed, and we are here to argue and see how to go about this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. It has always existed. But now I want to come to Afande Luke Owoyesigire to give us the context from the law enforcement part of it. How do you approach the concept of human trafficking from the law enforcement part of it? Is that definition a clear understanding of how you, the law enforcement people, understand human trafficking?
Thank you very much, moderator. Yes, the definitions they've given and the explanation is what we know, because trafficking, first and foremost, includes transporting someone. I'll give an example of one of the cases, the common cases that everyone knows, but sometimes we pretend that we don't know, we don't see. Is the Karamoja children, whom you see in the streets begging. They are transported from Karamoja to Uganda. And the person that
so in fact, trafficking does not only mean taking people abroad.
No. From one place to another, even within the country, it happens. So that is one of the examples we can give of trafficking. Yes.
Thank you very much. And from the law perspective bit of it, how do you identify that this is trafficking? Well, because I could go to Karamoja, bring someone to come and assist me a few things here in Kampala.
Yes.
Have I trafficked the person?
From the law perspective, we sometimes the office of the DPP, in many cases, after a variety of investigations and evidence that have been tabled before they are tabled, they can decide on which charge to prefer. But in most cases, they prefer the trafficking bit. Why? Let me assume you have brought this child from Karamoja, and you interview the victim, and the victim will say, we were promised to come, we were coming for what? School. We were going to be given sponsorships or scholarships. And in actual sense, the person that brought you is not mandated, has no license, or is not a company like I would say Safe the Children. These NGOs also have licenses also to do that kind of job. The other bit would be the parents also. Were you aware that your child was being taken to become a beggar on the road? So if the parents come out and say they were not aware, of course now the onus comes on the person that transported these children. They were doing trafficking.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So there are also other ingredients, maybe child labor, but that comes later. And in most cases, if the child is below 18, it becomes aggravated. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. And let me go to Nassag to tell us from Make a Child Smile, what are you doing about the problem of human trafficking?
Well, let me first give you an example. Of recent, it was in February, Make a Child Smile, together with other organizations, a collaboration with other organizations, rescued girls from India. And from their stories, they were lied. They were given false promises of good jobs, being waitresses, working in good places, and the salaries were so good to be true. But then, because these people are not aware, and they don't see the red flags, they ended up being.
So they were promised by a company or a certain individual? Some
were promised by companies, because some companies are registered, but they abuse the rules that they are supposed to follow, because some of them here, they do legit work and then just connect with the traffickers abroad. Girls, I'll talk more about girls. From here, everything looks legit. And the moment the girls get to their destination countries, their documents are confiscated and they are forced into prostitution and debt bondage. They are told, like, you're supposed to pay $5,000 to $10,000 US. I processed your documents. I gave you shelter.
Who's supposed to pay the $5,000?
The girls.
To pay to the traffickers.
Yeah, and guess how they are supposed to get that money? Through prostitution and forced prostitution. These girls are not given time, whether they are on their messes, or you have to be having men all the time. When our team went to rescue those girls, they witnessed this, and even our team members were traumatized.
Your team went to India?
Yes, our team went to India to rescue these girls. They were so traumatized because a girl is in a room, one man is getting out, another one is getting in. A man is getting out, another one is getting in. And they live a life of threats. And most of these traffickers in, I'll say India, are Nigerians. Ugandans here on ground just connect with the traffickers in India. So when our team went to rescue those girls, some ran away because they were harbored in a hotel, and when they heard that they are coming to be rescued, they ran away because they live under a life full of fear. They are threatened. So some girls opened up. They called one of our team members. They were like, you know, you're going to the location, but we are not there. They have told us to get away. And we fear for our lives. They will kill us. They will do bad things to us. And our team assured them of safety. And
the girls had phones. They had been given phones. They had access to.
2 girls had phones. Yeah, they were lucky. So they gave out their information. Because when our team got in touch with the police, India police, they went to the hotel and they were like, Mr. Alex, show us evidence. Are you seeing any girls here? So he was so lucky that 2 girls called him and they were like, please check under the beds. Our things are there. And then it was proof that the girls were living there. They came back and some were rescued. So many, actually, so many. And then others just ran away because they were not sure of the promises from our organization. Yeah.
So the girls, in fact, escaped from your team. They were not sure whether you were traffickers or rescuers.
They knew we were rescuers, but they were like, what if the process takes long? How are we going to live in India after this team goes back to Uganda? The traffickers went ahead and got our CEO's number. They called him, hello, Mr. Alex, why are you tampering with our work? We are going to look for you. We know where you are. You see, if they can threaten someone who has security there, how about those vulnerable people?
How about those vulnerable people?
Yeah.
Over to you, Asha. The vulnerable people, the moment someone leaves Uganda, goes to those countries, he becomes vulnerable. You are a CEO for a legit recruitment company. What measures do you put in place? What due diligence do you put in place to ensure that the people who go there abroad, they are safe, they are not victims of exploitation from human trafficking?
Thank you, Vian. It is interesting that we have Nassag, who has been active in the rescue. As legit, we basically take candidates through a safe criteria. There is, I want to bring to your attention that there is a 4 able government department in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development mandated to oversee recruitment and externalization of labor. Before these people go, they undergo a process where we get a job order approved by the government. These people get contracts. By the time they go, we assure that they are going to the right places. Personally, as legit,
people get contracts before they leave here.
Yes. They do get contracts. Personally, I've not faced any challenge with any person I externalize getting an issue. But in regard to what you asked, which measures, which mechanism? The Constitution mandates the Ministry of Internal Affairs to handle the repatriation. But even before the Ministry of Internal Affairs, where we do externalize these Ugandans, there are always embassies those embassies are part of the process. They even help us in the initial stages of due diligence. So in case anyone got an issue, let's say in UAE, we have a full and able embassy in Abu Dhabi, which they would run to, which they would call to, and the embassy would offer help. As a company, we would offer guidance, would offer any kind of support. But in regard to my candidates, on record, I do not have anyone who has faced any challenge. If I get back to you, there is a misguided approach to human trafficking. In her speech, I heard her say those people were actually taken by companies. I want to put this clear. There is no company which can traffic or take someone illegally and remain with a license. These people that we do take, in case they get any challenges, they would know which company to mention. Of late, you've seen them even mention names of individuals who took advantage of them. So there is a misguided approach where you see the public, sometimes even government officials, attributing this trafficking to companies. I think they are throwing a stone on a wrong bird. The people doing trafficking, and actually the destination where trafficking happens, mostly like India. Of lately, we saw so many people coming from South Africa. If you checked, no licensed labor company has a job order taking people to South Africa. No licensed company has a job order taking people to India. So it means these people either go through schemes of traffickers. Sometimes people go, I guess people going to South Africa were going on their own. So there is a complication. We need to shift from blaming the recruitment companies to tackling the real issue of the traffickers.
So how do these people get to those countries without a recruitment company? They go on their own privately. How do you think they're able to get in there?
Interesting. Mr. John, labor migration has been here for ages. If you remember in the old days, in the Old Testament, people moved from Israel to Egypt and back. So labor migration will happen. Whether we like it, labor migration will always happen. People, if they are not comfortable where they are, they always use any avenues, any sorts of means to reach where they feel it is comfortable. Sometimes by doing this on their own, they don't find what they expected. So as a nation, if we continue putting the blame and focusing the attention on the licensed recruitment companies, we could risk getting an issue. I recently had one minister say labor externalization should be banned. If we ban it, we are not controlling labor movement or labor immigration. Still people will go, but they will even land into more trouble. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's interesting. But we are streaming live on YouTube. Thank you very much. I see feedback is coming through. Keep sending your comments. We'll be reading them later on the show. But also, you could follow us on X and other social media handles. Thank you. I want to go to Luke Owoyesigire to give us and put this into context on the illegal movements to to outside countries. How does police respond to that?
First and foremost, like he has put it, there is a whole kind of arrangement that the Ministry of Labour has put up. The people are vetted, the contracts are checked. Their documents are also stored. They have portals where they upload the documents of the girls they are taking out and what jobs they are going to find there. But we also have a problem of people who are not licensed but parade as labor export companies. And these are very many in the country. It is very hard to know if you don't go and check with the ministry whether this company is registered or not. So the only way you can know that this company is registered is to go and check with the ministry. Even when doing investigations, we write to the ministry to first confirm before we charge a director of a company on allegations of trafficking in persons. We first confirm whether this company is what? Registered. If it comes back when it is registered, you cannot charge them trafficking in persons. So these people are being given audiences. We nowadays have TikTok, where people go and make adverts. We have radios, where as long as you pay the advert fee, they will give you airtime and you advertise for the company. But in actual sense, you will find that this company is not registered. So a lot of people who are desperate have fallen prey to these kind of schemes, and they come with their small monies, give them in, and sometimes documents are processed and given. Actually, they call them visit visas. In many cases, they
give someone visit visa.
Yes.
But what should they be given?
It should be an
employment visa.
Employment visa. Yes. So you will find this person will go. They don't know they are not supposed to be getting.
So in fact, that should be the first red flag. If you're processing your documents to go and work and they give you visit visa.
So you find a lot of people stranded in Dubai. Recently, I was watching. They were on the streets of a certain country, and a YouTuber could have been in Asia there.
Cambodia.
I think a YouTuber started interviewing girls on the streets who are like, these girls who sell themselves prostitutes, and they asked them, "Which country are you from?" They were like, "South Africa," but the accent was Ugandan. In my mind, I said, "These are Ugandans." They are not South Africans. They just try to disassociate themselves from what? From being Ugandan. But these are very many cases. You saw the expose, the BBC did, and how connected the traffickers were to some people here in Uganda. And many girls recently, actually, because of the several complaints, many countries, of course, coming up together. There's something where the US put us into something called Tier 2. Maybe you can explain. It shows that we are trying, but we are not trying enough. That we are not doing enough as a country, Uganda, to stop trafficking from happening. So there are a lot of Ugandans who are out there doing
at least some girls who go there willingly, knowing exactly what they're going to do.
They are there, and very many. So the only complaints we do get is when a person leaves the country, goes there, they don't find the job they wanted, they complain through their relatives, and the relatives complain to the police, and the police does an investigation, maybe summons the person who represented this company, because there is always a paper trail. Maybe as this person was going, paid money to someone, so we follow that money, arrest the person, but you're not getting to the exact problem. You're just going to arrest one person, probably they walk around and the person is repatriated back into the country, but you're not solving the whole problem. It is a very big issue, and where we have reached in the 2026, a lot of people do enjoy going out there and doing what they please, which is no longer sometimes even forced, apart from what you hear in Libya, and maybe recently where some of our people got stuck in Myanmar. They were taken into call centers to start calling people and faking dollars and scamming people. but that's not the job they applied for. And these are very educated people who had very, very good papers. So it is, of course, the Ministry of Internal Affairs has also put up a desk for trafficking. They do investigate such cases that are transnational and liaise with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to help the victims in many cases.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And it's time for me to bring in some feedback that we have from YouTube. I have feedback from Sexual Television. The television is watching a television. Thank you very much. And here's feedback. Ashel. I have from Businga Dairy saying, thanks for the show. He's appreciating the guests. They're doing a good job. Akampa John is watching. Thank you very much, Akampa, for watching. And he's saying, legit, they're doing a good job. Talent Spot is saying, what's the difference between human trafficking and human smuggling?
I don't think there is something to do with
human smuggling.
It is trafficking.
Because he meant smuggling of persons.
No, it is trafficking. I think you can only smuggle an item.
Thank you very much. Then we have Businga Dairy saying,
the other bit would be illegal entry. Because if you enter a country without documents, you're an illegal person.
Yeah, absolutely.
That be called smuggling.
Thank you very much. Then Businga Dairy is saying Mr. Kajojo has created the most efficient company for labor externalization. I give him credit for the professionalism involved in what he does to take people abroad. That's credit for you. Businga is asking Mr. Luke, Owoyesigire, what does the police have the capacity to go to a country where a Ugandan is trapped and bring her back?
Like I said, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, which is our mother ministry that supervises the police. We have officers attached there who work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yes, it can happen.
So if someone is trapped there, you can... But how do they even reach...
We also have Interpol.
When they are going outside, do they have some briefing in case they get a problem, what they should do?
As in the who?
The girls, for example. Once they are leaving the country, do they have any briefing in case they get a problem? Where do they run to?
He can explain better because we don't interact with
people
going abroad. What we do is more of a community engagement. We are trying to make people working with the different NGOs know and become aware that there is actually trafficking. Not everyone giving you an opportunity to leave the country is actually meaning well. You need to do some due diligence. If you find a company advertising that they are taking people outside, do some due diligence. Find out which kind of jobs are these that they are offering. Are they registered? Are they known by the government? Are they paying taxes? So what we do mostly is something that happens even before you think about leaving the country. But the moment you're on the airport leaving the country or come up with documents, you're left in the hands of these labor export companies.
So legit, do you have a briefing? If someone gets a problem, has reached India or UAE, what happens?
Council John, people who use licensed recruitment companies are all trained. We have what we call pre-departure orientation. So they undergo a formal process. They are even, for my case, for my company, I give them contact people in my office. We do also take numbers of their next of kin. They also hold a labor clearance certificate that has numbers, lines for the Ministry of Labor. So for the people that go through licensed recruitment companies, they are actually safe and are always briefed. The challenge you are asking about the people who are actually trafficked. Most of those people go through tourist visas. These people disguise as if they are going for
tourist visas.
Yes, they are going for a visit. In the end, they start on a job search. They get to the streets.
They tell you, when you reach here, we shall sort it out. Just come.
Many people who went as tourists and are now working.
Yes.
Who have not gone through it.
And
that's true.
The problem comes from here. We directly interact with those girls who are trafficked, and one of the biggest challenges they face is they do not get, those who are trafficked do not get pre-departure orientation, so they do not know their rights. Most of the times their documents are not legit. They go on visit visa, they go as tourists, so their visas expire, and even when they are exploited, they cannot come out to speak about it because they are illegal immigrants in those countries. Yeah.
I think I've seen one person going on a tourist visa and was being told, when you reach here, we shall sort it. Usually when you reach here, we look for the job and all that. So
when you get there, you will not come back. But most of those people end up being exploited. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So you do, Asha, you do pre-departure briefing?
Yes, pre-departure briefing. We do orientation. So I was coming to the people who go by tourist visas. It is a bit where some people reach and actually find jobs. Like here, when you're in Kampala streets looking for a job, sometimes it takes long, sometimes you can easily get a job. The difference is if you're on Kampala streets, no one is asking you for a visa. But the moment you cross and you go to a foreign land, the moment you land in that land, your visa starts counting. Most tourist visas will have 60 days, sometimes 30 days. So the moment you land, your days are numbered. You start the job hunt, you're running from this employer to this employer. Sometimes they tell you, we shall call you back. By the time someone gets to know, they're out of visa. And probably the money they prepared, they went with has been used in transport from this office to this office on the streets. They are stuck. They cannot even buy an air ticket. So
what happens when it expires?
When it expires,
before he gets a job.
Before you get a job, now you enter overstay. You're staying in a foreign land, but illegally. Each day that passes, day by day, that country often is putting a fine. They start with 100. Sometimes at a certain point, they increase. Then at one point, they even abscond you. They mark you, they red mark you as someone who has completely violated their restrictions in regard to the visa. So when someone is there illegally, it means they even lose the chance for free movement. You get? They cannot move freely, they cannot use public means. They are in fear of being in the hands of the police. So the last resort is ending up in on streets. I've seen people in Dubai, on Banya Square, Deira. Those are the kinds of people. Most of them went by tourist visas. Then a few who go by employment visas, they've either been linked by a friend or any person on the other side. They did not go through a licensed company. When they face any challenge, disagreement with their employer, they easily terminate. Sometimes they run away from the employer, from the job. And they have no fallback plan. The people that we take, in case there is any issue, they easily call back and we intervene. We look into the contract, we make emails, we make sure we settle the issue. But those people going on their own, they face challenges.
Thank you. More feedback from Triahabweroni. I really appreciate the element of professionalism at Legit. I think I should come and you take me abroad because because it seems you've done so to many who appreciate you. We're getting that feedback. Gift Livingstone has feedback as well. William Muchungzi saying I traveled with Legit. Now he's abroad. He's following us from abroad. Thank you, William Muchungzi. And he's saying we need to advise where necessary at all costs. And big thanks to Mr. Asher and all the panelists. Thanks for the program. This is Gift Livingstone. Nabatan's Viola is watching us. Thank you very much, Viola, for following, and is also appreciating the panelists. There is a lot more feedback, but we'll be coming back to it perhaps later on. But I want to go to Samali Nassag to give us a checklist of people who might be there and they're trapped. What should they do in terms of seeking support, like the checklist? Someone, for example, has been denied access to the phone. When you reach and the person knows, like you say, they are Nigerians, they are here, they know they are trafficking you, they have taken out your phone, they have, they want you to indeed do the purpose for what they brought you. What should someone do? He's trapped.
In such cases, someone is not supposed to use force or violent means. First of all, that person is supposed to calm down or talk to that person privately, because there is a girl we just rescued back from India. She said she talked to the trafficker calmly and privately without using any violent means, because if you use violence, you might end up being exploited even more. You might be killed because you don't have documents. Yeah, and luckily enough, that girl was left free.
They left her to go?
Yeah, she was left. At least I have evidence of that girl, because she did not have any contacts. She did not have any relatives there. So when she was left free, she just came. All she did was to calm down, and when she was left free, she pretended like, okay, everything is okay, I'm going to follow your rules. And when she was left free, she went to the embassy, and that's how we got her and rescued her. Yeah, she's now in Uganda. Yeah, that's one of the ways you can survive or come out from the hands of those traffickers, because they are not easy people. They are very bad people. They are very violent.
I found that when you were investigating these things, especially human trafficking, the trafficker is hard to trace. What are those key challenges that you meet, and especially how do you advise the people who are trapped, not only abroad, by the way, even here, like you said, there are many houses. I saw the police the other week, I guess, breaking into some houses, rescuing girls,
On several occasions, we've had operations. There are people who are gotten from different parts of the country and are promised jobs in Kampala. They even pay fees only to be brought into a house where they are given saucepans, cups to go and sell. So if you brought from one place to another,
the ones you see walking on the road,
a better job, and later on you're told to sell saucepans. That's in many cases you're being trafficked. We have Eritreans who are brought from Eritrea and gotten into the country illegally. And when you interact with them, my father, you will understand they're being trafficked. This is more of like a transit route. maybe being taken to another country, but they're settling here first and taken into another country. So it is something that is challenging. In many cases, the traffickers are never arrested. You'll find like the house helps. If there is a house where they have been taken, you'll find like a help, just helping them about their normal work. And those are the people you will arrest, but you might not arrest the actual head. There is a house we raided in Chile where girls were being exploited to perform sexual acts on video. And many of these videos stream all over the world. And when it was raided, the gadgets were confiscated, the girls were rescued, but we never arrested the actual head. Up to now, investigations are still ongoing, tracing for the person. So it is a very big problem. Recently there are some Chinese who are got in a hotel in Entebbe. So it is something that is recurring, and in many cases you will find that most of the people you're in touch with are actually victims. Yes.
Trafficker is always very difficult to trace. Indeed, that's the common part.
But the most important thing to do is to always frustrate their operations. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Feedback from Benjamin Twine, thank you very much for watching. Isa Mike, as far as I know, Digital Recruitment Consultants is a professional company. Thank you very much. Isma Wamboga is asking what immediate actions can schools, churches, community leaders, and the media take to prevent youth trafficking? And I don't know whether Afandi want to take on that. What are those recommendations that the community, including schools, churches, community leaders, and everybody do to prevent youth trafficking? That's the question from Isma Wamboga.
First of all, communities will stay in to be vigilant. You have a house, you only see people getting in the night. You never see them come out during the day, and you only see them coming out in the night and going back in the night. So when you provide this information, we have very many ways of authenticating it and making sure that it is very productive and doing this operation. That is how we have been able to rescue many of these victims. We had a house in Kitezi which had a lot of children, but you find that they were picked from different parts of the country with the promise of giving them scholarships. But because the community was vigilant, they were seeing a lot of children. This is not a school, it is not a registered home, and they informed us, we investigated, and these kids were rescued, and many of them have been reunited with their parents. Some whom we have failed to reunite with their parents are being taken care of by NGOs. So vigilance in the communities we live in is very important. When you see a foreigner in your community, they don't have jobs, they are always staying at home. Inform us. You find that those are the people having call centers in those homes, and they are using those call centers to get money from people within the country illegally. These days we call them call.
Scamming.
Two scams, the US, certainly in Uganda. And you find people saying that Ugandans scam, but you find that they are not Ugandans doing the work. So vigilance is the most important thing.
Thank you very much.
Adding on to that, I think communities, schools, and churches, and everyone should engage police and NGOs to orient. For example, schools should engage police to orient their students about human trafficking. Students and all community members should be aware, because one of the biggest challenges is most of the people who are trafficked are not aware. They don't even see the red flags. Yeah, because they know nothing about it. Yeah, because people are desperate, especially young people between 15 to 30. They are desperate. They come from
jobs.
They want jobs. They come from poor background. They have pressure from family and friends. So any chance of getting a job or getting abroad, they just jump onto it, and then they end up being trafficked and exploited. Yeah, I think churches and schools should engage police and organizations.
Just briefly, I have also some feedback which is interesting, and asking Afande that the person saw the police arresting or rescuing the people who were brought in the same place by AIM Global. So he's wondering, Afande, AIM Global, is it a company you've encountered in?
Well, in a way, you can investigate the issue of trafficking. We have investigated an issue with trafficking for trafficking with them, but in many cases, you will find that many of these people are just victims of maybe bad investments, because they get money from them and they are put in a house and really in very bad conditions. So the issue of trafficking comes in if you investigate further and talk to these victims and know what was their sole purpose of coming here and why they kept in a house. So when you get the ingredients, you present that to the state, and the state decides, yes, we have in the past investigated allegations of trafficking with the group.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed, now I see time is not our best friend, so I'm going to start picking final remarks from you, gentlemen and lady.